Riverside County Shrine Club, ladies and gentlemen, a special thank you to these gentlemen and their 20 cars. Once again, what they do.
I haven't been to Riverside, Iowa in probably 30 years for this truck fest, but got a couple actual actors here today from Deep Space Nine, so I thought I'd run up here. It's not very far from where I live, considering some of the places I go to. They got all these cool signs here. I don't know if you can see that very well. That's Scotty down there. It says "Beam me up, Scotty." Go from this side. Yeah, a little better view there. Just in time for the parade to start. So we're walking downtown here, getting some of that, and we'll find out what else is going on. It's a rainy day. It sucks. But what can you do?
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Ainsworth, Iowa, we'd like to say thank you to the Ainsworth Fire Department for coming to our great little city. Thank you for serving. A little bit.
Well, there's the Grand Marshal of the parade, some lady. They didn't really explain who she was or what kind of part she had in Trek Fest. But coming up behind her was J.G. Hertzler and Robert O'Reilly, the two DS9 actors I had mentioned earlier. And the cool thing was these guys were in some Klingon makeup and outfits, and, you know, I wouldn't think just anybody from a Star Trek show would do that for something like this. I can't see Brenton Spiner getting dressed up as Data and throwing candy out to the kids in the parade, but these two guys were great, and really appreciate them being there and how they acted, and they just made it a great day.
Riverside County Shrine Club, ladies and gentlemen, a special thank you to these gentlemen and their 20 cars. Once again, what they do is your own time, because for about 4 years assignments, they serve and raise money to support 22
It's a replica USS Riverside. They've had that for years, kind of a replica of the Constitution class. Needs some work. They're doing some fundraising to get some work done on it, apparently. Hopefully you can hear me with this guy talking in the background. Some Enterprise folks. Well, I guess it's all right that the doctor's here.
After you, John. No cure.
There is no cure for being human.
Oh, we out. We out. That's what
Thank you.
Come on, guys. Great to meet you.
Now, I thought online this had said it was a professional photo op event. I just looked back at it now, and I was wrong. I'm generally against using my own phone to pay to get a picture taken with actors, but I made an exception here. I was already in line, and this is kind of what I came to Riverside for, so it's cool. I didn't like the picture, but it's cool. And not liking the picture is totally about the way I look in the picture, not those guys. Those guys were just super cool, really in awe. Here's a group of people in costume outside of the Star Trek Museum in Riverside. I highly recommend checking this out. I didn't even know it was there, but it's really cool. Got a lot of cool stuff in there. So if you're ever around Riverside, just south of Iowa City, stop and check that out. next I headed over to the costume contest and had a lot of good contestants in there, but I did feel bad for one little girl, probably about a 12-year-old. She was dressed as a Trill, and I think they kind of gave the prizes to the little kids because one was a real little girl who just had like white clown makeup on and a red shirt on with a Star Trek insignia, and she's like, "I'm Data," and she won second. And this Trill, I guess she was supposed to be a Trill Vulcan hybrid. Just a great costume. I don't know what the deal was, why she didn't get a prize, but I felt bad for her.
You would tell the audience about your character and what brought you here.
Okay, I'm Erin Lippy. My character's name is Zelena, not...
Zelena, and she is a Romulan Trill hybrid, correct?
Yes.
And what brought you to Riverside today?
I used to do Trek Fest a lot, and if any of you guys remember a pile of tribbles, maybe some of the judges know, that was me.
She was a pile of tribbles.
That's when I was...
That's when you were littler?
Yeah.
Okay. Our first place winner goes to Lieutenant Monica Schmidt of the USS Icon from Solon, Iowa. Lieutenant Schmidt, there's your award. Thank you. It don't matter. Or does it? Yeah, it does. In second place in the Federation category, in second place, that goes to Friends of DeSoto from Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Columbia, and New York City. One of your representatives, come on up here, collect your reward. Friends of DeSoto.
I would kind of think you'd be born in a hospital at that point, but someone in this town has the lobes for business. That's all I gotta say. Later in the day, they had a Q&A with the two guest stars, and that was held at the fire station there in Riverside. So I did a little bit of video on that, but my phone memory was full, so I didn't get too much out of it. So here's a couple clips.
Probably the single most internet famous / memed Star Trek character.
You know, this is so bizarre. I mean, it's true, and it's like all of a sudden I'm on something and I see this.
Funny. He put a Fender label. I didn't realize that. He put a Fender label on the back. Let me turn it around. Let go.
Okay.
See?
They auctioned off this batleth-shaped guitar to send some money to the Ukrainian situation, and I think it came up with like $1,700. Well, that was it for Saturday in Riverside at Trek Fest, number 37, I believe it was. Really good day. I had a lot of fun. Those two guys, like I said, I just can't give enough credit to them for being who they are and great people and making sure everybody had a lot of fun. So next year I'll probably be back to this, and I might run up there to that Star Trek museum and take a better look at some point when there isn't a ton of people in there like there was today, because there was a lot to see and then people were just kind of standing around and not moving, so got kind of annoying. I bought a Klingon symbol there you see on that shuttlecraft, the Klingon symbol. I bought one of those as a garden stake that they had in that museum. It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll show that later. But that's it. Highly recommend. I don't know why every time I want to go do something outside, it turns into Ferenginar around here.